Hello, my lovely listener. I was listening to Aaron Doughty and he inspired me to say something to go on the podcast. I mean, Aaron is brilliant. And I think that this is what podcasts and spiritual teachers and all the videos and a lot of books is for. It's to support you and is to support your self-esteem and is to have this person, which is very much a person because you can hear their voice, you can see them, they have certain personality, they're usually very upbeat, very enthusiastic, and they always speak to you, the listener, you, the watcher, as if they were speaking just to you, and they are the person or they are the people who are talking to you to support you, to give you strength, to give you belief in yourself. And I think that many people lack this in their life and they need that, and this is totally normal that we, with our negative talk and with our lack of self-belief or sometimes lack of motivation or sometimes sadness, we all benefit from someone next to us telling us that we are fine, that we are just good enough, that everything that we are going through is normal, it's not extraordinary, and it's not harder than anyone else, and that's there are many people going through the same thing. And then you find parts of this that really talk to you, that you really understand, and we all need someone like this in our life. So me listening to Aaron Doughty giving this is a motivational speech, and I know a lot of people are laughing off the motivational speakers and, sometimes making fun of them, that they speak in a certain way and they just always so positive, and they say, you can do it, you can do it. It might be funny sometimes, and it's it's very easy to make fun of, but really it goes to the core of what we all need in our lives is someone to tell us, to believe in us, to tell us that we are okay, to tell us that we can do it, that we are strong enough, that everything that we are doing is taking us to this goal, and if we made a mistake, that's okay because we learn on the mistake. So all those basic, and to me they are basic things, but I have worked with some young students or people who just came out from school, and they self-belief and their self-esteem really required some support. And as a parent, and I've been talking to them about their parents, very often in families, you don't get this support from your parents because they, first of all, they are your parents, so they will know you through and through, or they think they know you through and through. They spend with you every day, and they worry, and when you come from a place of worry, you're not going to encourage anyone to take risks, and you're not going to encourage anyone to be different and to think different and to question too much. You would rather want them to be more compliant and more just not go above everyone else because that's safer. And as a parent, again, it's very normal, and I understand this approach. It's hard to send your child to a rough and unstable or unsecure environment, and it's hard to see your child making mistakes, maybe the same mistakes that you have done, or thinking that when they do something they make this mistake. And so what parents do, they very often say, oh, that's okay, don't be too much, don't be extra, because it can bring some risk on you. And parents, they don't get the guide of how to bring your child, and they don't go to a lesson or university how to best bring your child and how to give them the biggest resources and the best resources. They just go with their instinct. They go with what they know. They go with their own experience. They go with how they've been brought up. So they have life experience rather than the study and research experience. Obviously, there are a lot of parents who study and who research, but what I mean to say, there isn't a school of parents. There, no one is sent to university and have like lessons of, this is what your child does, and this is how you should react, and this is how you shouldn't react, to bring a really confident and self-loving child. And also it depends on the self-love of the actual parent and how they were brought up. So the students, the kids or the young adults that I have been spoken to, that I have been mentoring, they main thing was that there wasn't enough self-belief in them. So I've been mentoring this one person, and I was asking her about her achievements, and she was telling me, no, I don't really have any achievements. I was quite average maybe at school. She had siblings, so she was thinking there's nothing extraordinary. I don't have that many friends. I have friends, but I am not like super popular person in class, just very average. And I was trying to get out from her anything that she thought or maybe was hidden from her, that we could put on the CV or she could use during the interview. So I was saying, any examples? Maybe you did very well in a math test. Maybe you were chairing a meeting. Maybe you did a fundraising and anything like that. And she goes, oh, I guess I am a president of this and this club at school. And I had to really, really dig deep and kind of ask questions to take it out from her. So she didn't really think even that it was an achievement. She didn't think that being a president of this club or the other is something extraordinary. So everything, she was really putting herself down, right? And it's her, it's you, and it's myself. We tend to put ourselves down more than we tend to think about ourselves, that we are extraordinary, that we had achieved something. And this phenomenon or this thing have been talked about a lot. And it's to keep us secure. It's the brain looking for the areas that might be risky, and it's just a regular template that a lot of people is operating on. So the motivational speakers, like I would say Aaron Doughty, I know that he is more of a spiritual and looking within and manifestations and affirmations and spirituality, sometimes also wandering into like aliens and things like that. But just going back to the core, it's about finding your own strength. And if you cannot find your own strength yourself, which, like I said, is because of the upbringing, is because of the parents, and I'm not talking about blaming anything or anyone. What I was trying to explain, that everyone has got the same setup. So to come out of this, obviously we are all strong, and sooner or later we all have blinks of being proud of ourselves and loving ourselves, but it's not all the time. So having motivational speakers, I can't find any better word for that. So someone next to you that looks at you and say, you have achieved this and that. You are an amazing person. You are capable to do anything that you desire to do. these might be the tools for you, these might not be the tools for you. This is how you try. And by the way, you are not alone in that. There's many other people who are in a similar situation. Actually, we are all a part of God. I mean, if that's not empowering, I don't know what else is. If we are all part of God, if we are all part of God particle, then we are all extraordinary. We are all amazing, all of us. How we choose with free will, with our path outline and the lessons we have to learn in this life, and our mindset, and everything else, it's another thing. And it's difficult, and obviously we are conditioned from where we were born, what sex we are, what kind of environment, what kind of country, what kind of weather, and so on and so forth, another economical and political influences that are in our life. And these are the lessons, this is the conditioning we are in. But nevertheless, the core of us is God. That's the core. And we can really embrace that, and we can really feel that, or we can be totally disconnected from that. And this depends on how we are going to live our life. The other dependency is also being aware. So for me, I am quite aware, but I am still not 100% in my full potential. That's what I think. Although someone else would look at me and say, you are in your full potential and things are happening and there are synchronicities. Maybe you are just not seeing all of them. And I do have people, physical people like my friends or other people in my life that sometimes point this out. So like very simple thing, I'm not feeling as attractive. So I wasn't feeling as attractive, and I was just really thinking of getting older, or not feeling that pretty, or all of those things. They are kind of very basics, but these are just one of the things that are in life, and we get to enjoy how we look, how we feel about ourselves, and also that comes from within, because I didn't look different to how I looked a year ago, that maybe I felt amazing, maybe I had a couple of nights that I didn't sleep well and things like this. So when I was walking with a friend, she was saying, no, people look at you. Someone was reading the book and picked the head up from the book and just looked at you, or me and you, and couldn't go back to the book. I didn't see that. I only was able to see how I felt. So I didn't see people who maybe looked at me in admiration, that thought I was really attractive, or whatever other attributes they were thinking of. And sometimes that's why it takes other people that to highlight this, to bring this up to you, because you don't see it yourself. Like with this person who was saying, with my mentee, who was saying, oh, I guess I'm president of this and that club. Don't remember which club it was. But this was substantial achievement. Why we are putting ourselves down, I've discussed that, and there's a lot of research about our brain and about how we keep ourselves safe, how we are conditioned to put ourselves down, and how the critical mind is so loud to keep us from danger. And this all is connected to kind of have this, it's not a pessimistic outlook, it's more of an outlook of looking for dangers, and also belonging to the group. So if I don't want to be too different from the group, so I don't want to be extraordinary, so that I am connected to this group, so I am not an outcast. There are many research, a lot of research done on that. So what I'm trying to say is quite natural, but it's also natural to want to develop. It's also natural to look for things, to look for more, to look for something different, to expand. the expansion is very natural also. And sometimes we can we don't go with this expansion. We like to feel comfortable. And again, those people, those motivational speakers, and also different circumstances that happen in our life, they can inspire us or even push us to expand. And expansion is quite painful. Coming out of expansion can be painful, but it also exhilarating. It's amazing. It's like the comparison is like giving birth, coming to life, right? New life, new experience. The birth or birthing a child is quite could be quite painful, but also quite cathartic and bringing you to another level. So yeah, this is something like this. All the experiences of expansion might be painful, and that's how this has been designed, because I think that if we go through something that requires strength and that requires us to go out from our comfort zone, once we do it, we feel more proud. There might have been research about this as well. This is how our brain works. If something is harder, the harder it is, the more happy we are once we complete it. This is obviously normal. It's so common with running, physical exercise, right? And so on and so forth. Certain hormones are produced through the stages when you run, and then after physical exercise as well. So the psychological exercise, which is going through emotional upheavals and so on and so forth, once we go out from there and we are brought to something new, we look back and we say, yes, it was super hard, but I'm so happy I went through this. I am a different person now. I wouldn't necessarily go back to how I was back then, because with all this experience, I've discovered so many other layers and areas around me, and I look at things so differently now. Is as if you are a different person, is as if you are rebirth kind of, and you shed the skin like a snake, or just you are a different person. But it's hard to do it alone, and you don't have all the knowledge, and also other people's perspective. It doesn't mean that what I say is right, or this is the correct way. That's why it's good to listen to a lot of people speaking about different areas from their perspective and from their point of view, where they have been. Is going to be, what I've observed is different for men, is different for women, how they explain this is different for people at different ages, so different stages of life. Is different for younger people, and is different for older people, is different for people from different countries. That's why it's so good to listen to all of those and take part of this that suits you and that you find useful. And that's what I would like to be doing. I would like to be this person that I was for my mentee, who said, I guess I am a president of this club, to help you discover and to make it easier for you, to, as if you didn't have eyes at the back of your head, and I gave you a little bit of an insight of what's happening behind you, because you cannot see it. You are so focused on one point, you are so focused on criticizing yourself, and you are so set up in the certain ways that you were maybe told this. You were maybe told, don't be extra, don't ask too many questions, always be this, or always be nice, or you were told you are not good enough. I want to be the person who tells you, you are good enough, you can do it. You can look around you. You can look at this situation from a different perspective. If this situation does not fit you, if you feel that something is not right, leave. Just leave. And I give you this permission. And I assure you that sooner or later you find another solution. I'm just reading this book, A Millionaire's Mindset, and it says that rich people find solutions, poor people find problems. I want to find those solutions for you. And I don't want you to focus on problems. And what I'm saying you, I'm also saying this to myself. The solution, it could be 1% of the solution each day. If you find 1% of the solution each day, by 1 year, you have 360% of the solution done. Whatever mathematical, it was in one of the reels on Instagram. So if you are concentrated on the problem, there is this problem, I cannot get out of this problem, that's what is going to be, that's what you are going to be stick on. If you concentrate on the solution and also you trust the solution comes to you, the solution is, you know that the solution is there, you know that, and being aware of that, it's also hope that this can be resolved and that this is going to give you expansion. And it is, don't get me wrong, it is, there is a fear in that as well, but fear and action, it's fine. It's fine. Fear and action is fine. And fear as one of the emotion is fine as well. Let the fear be there. Let the fear be there. Just feel it. It's not a bad emotion. It's an emotion that pushes you to do things also. Is a good emotion in some situations, and is here as a there's plethora of emotions available to you, or feelings, right? You can choose fear. It's just not living in it. That's a different thing. And being aware if you start living in it. So yes, that was just a little bit of my motivational speak to anyone who, and talk to you if you wanted to hear this. I hope that helped you, like it helped this girl that I was mentoring, and she comes back to me, and I think that is just as a synchronicity. I came to her life in this moment when she needed that, and I can see that I gave her this push, because the potential that this person had was amazing, and I'm sure she's gonna do amazing things. So reach out to me if you need motivational talking like this. I hope your friends provide this, and yeah, I hope your family provides this, but there's a lot out there, and I would like to be one of your resources as well if you need to. I hope you have a great day. Thank you, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.